Hello and welcome back to another coin collecting. So these are my spare coins there. I'm gonna flog off. I do have these coins in my collection, but these are coins from Ecuador, and never buy a Samsung 20S. As you can see, the camera is just horrible. So I'm gonna dump this camera soon. Dump the phone. It's just a terrible thing. So anyway, we have the current coins of Ecuador. So how these come about was that in 2000, Ecuador had a currency crisis. And so they replaced their currency, which was the sucre. So here's a 1 sucre coin. So that is 1981. This is an euro coin. We'll look at that in a minute. With United States dollars at 25,000 sucres, so 25,000 of these coins equals $1. And the highest value banknote, I think, was about 100,000. So it's about $4. Never since then they use US banknotes, and they use US coins, but they supplement them with these ones. And these they haven't minted, so the 1 centavos haven't minted since 2004. For 5 centavo, okay, I need to look this up because, I do have Alzheimer's, which is a bad thing. Yeah, since 2004 they haven't issued those with a new date. 2005 for the 5 cent and the 10, 25 and 50 centavos are only dated 2000, so they're probably just frozen date, or they just minted so many coins, 100, 200, 300, probably half a billion coins, that they're sitting in storage and there's no need for them to actually mint anymore. So if you go to Ecuador, these are the coins you're going to use. And the 1 centavos has, can we focus on the actual coin? No, see, this is what I mean. Okay, so it has a map of North and South America. And here we have the equator going around. Then we have the Cancer, Capricorn. Yeah, I can't remember what the top and bottom one was. Then we have the 5 centavos, and these ones have individuals on them. So the 5 centavos has Juan Montalvo, and they all have the coat of arms on here. And just on this side, they just have the actual coin denomination, central bank denomination in Spanish, and the date. Then 10 centavos. So these are all nickel plated still. And this one has Eugene Espaillo. Can't remember how to pronounce his name. Never learnt it in the first place. So 25 centavos. Jose Joaquin de Olmedo. And the largest coin is the 50 centavos, equivalent to 50 US cents. So it's about 70 Australian cents. Elroy Alfaro. So you can see these coins have been pretty circulated, so indicating that these do circulate in Ecuador. I don't know if anyone's been to Ecuador. I know there's a few channels about Americans going to Ecuador, so it'd be interesting to see the currency situation in currently with the actual coins. Okay, so then we have the centavo coins. So these are the sucre, and these coins were issued. So the sucre first come about 1884, but by 1927 the half, 1, 2 and 2.5 centavo coins pretty much stopped being minted. So here we have the 5 centavos that was used up until the 80s. If you go to Numistat, they have a catalogue of all the actual coins. And the most interesting ones you're going to get issued before this date. So 1970 was the last time they issued the 5 centavos. And these are all quite boring coins. They just have the denomination and the coat of arms with the country's name. This is 1946. I think it's like 20 million. Still, this is probably cost about $10. And you can see It is a copper nickel coin. And between 1946 and 1970, they didn't mint any 5 centavos. So obviously that had a massive issue. Here we have another one. There's some gunk on it. You can probably remove it if you want. But it's pretty much uncirculated from 1964. So all these are high mint coins, single year. Because Ecuador only, at this time, only minted coins once every 5 to 10 years. Sometimes 20 years. And they were huge mintages. Okay, 20 centavos. If you look on the side, sometimes they get dark. Okay, you can see the darkness on these three. So these are nickel plated steel. 72. And here we have a well-worn nickel coin from 1959. So obviously you saw quite a lot of circulation. And then we have the other escudo. So this is a grease strike because you can see the rays around the side. So it's had some oil on it. When it's been struck, that's what that looks like. And also has some doubling. So can you see any doubling on it? Usually on the date. Anyway, I've already, oh yeah, on the D we had the doubling. So that's a nice error coin. It's also quite probably almost uncirculated in that grade. And these coins are probably not really worth much. I think the highest value one is 5 centavos. Yeah, probably about $10 for that. Yeah, and this one I give it estimate probably about $20 for the grease strike. The rest are not really worth that much. So then in the 1980s, Ecuador started going through inflation. So here we have some inflation coins. Now I included this one sucre, but the one issue with this set was smaller than the 5 sucres. So this one's a 1986. So this is 86, 87 was the last year of mintage of that coin. Then they reduced the size in 88. But here we have the 5 sucres, has bananas. And all these are coin rotated, so you flip them north to the south. So it's nickel plated steel, 1988. Then we have the 10 sucres. So this one has, I just looked this up. It has a quite an interesting, let me have a look. So this is a carving from the, says it on it, Valdivia culture that existed around 3,500 to 1,500, so that's 2,000 years. And this one is also, it looks like a double strike, so it could be a grease strike as well, or it could be just a re-engraved. So that's another error coin, and it happens on both sides. But anyway, I just like the culture that is exhibited. Then that culture was overtaken by the Malchela or the Kotokoloa, whatever. Can't even pronounce that culture. Then we have 20 sucres that has the, so this is the Equator Monument. Not really important. But if you look at the mintage figures on Numistar, for the 20 sucres, where is it, 50? Yeah, the 50 sucres. So here's the 50 sucres. And this one has a headdress of the La Tolita culture. So it's more like a modern culture. Not really. But this is dated 1981. Now the 1991, I think they had about 40 million. The 50 million. The 1988 had numerous there as 100,000, but I have a feeling that's either 100 million or 10 million. They just seem to be too common for this type of coin. And these ones are only worth, I don't know, probably $5 or less each. The Euro coin is probably worth a bit more. So then we had the 50, and then in 1995 they issued 100 and 500 sucres. So here's the two versions. So the 95 was just generic issue, and all the 97, so 500, 100, 500, 1000, commemorated the 75th anniversary of the central bank. Or is it 70th? Yeah, no, it's 70 years. Sorry, I can't count. So this one has Sucre, so the person who's actually named on the coins. Oh, and also, he's also on the one Sucre. That's his face. So that's who the currency is named after. 95 just as coat of arms. 97 just as denomination and his head. So this one's has steel, nickel plated steel, nickel brass plated steel, and the later ones are just copper nickel. You can tell the difference between the shininess of the coins and also the way they tone. So this is a copper nickel and brass. See, it goes a dullish colour. So this is the 500 sucres from 97. It has Estidio, whatever his name is. It's also an error coin because of the rim. It's been raised a bit, so it's also very interesting. So error coins in Ecuadorian are just the same as everywhere else. Then we have the highest denomination they issued. So when they exchanged the actual currency for the US dollar, this was equivalent to about to 4 cents. So we have Espanol, so that's who's depicted. This one has S for the Santiago Mint in Chile. So copper nickel again, and this has steel rim. So this is a steel coin, this is copper nickel and brass. So I actually quite like this coin. Still looks okay. And on the back we have the coat of arms, and we have just the denomination. Once again, fully milled. 500 is also milled, and the 100 is interrupted milling. So in 2000, these are the 3 coins you would have used. You would not have used any of the other denominations because inflation just removed them from circulation. So that is the coins of Ecuador that, I'm trying to move on, because you only need, with Ecuador coins, you only need 1 coin for your collection. They're not too bad, but if you really wanted to get into the good coins of Ecuador, you really need to go before 1872. But those coins are just silver and gold, and also very expensive and low mint. So basically, you need to be quite wealthy to actually get a whole set. Anyway, thank you very much. Hope this helps you with your coin collecting, and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you, and goodbye.